You've probably heard the name Accenture, right? You might have even Googled them recently. But what do they actually do, like for real? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this absolute giant of a company. All right, so let's just jump right in with this kind of mind-bending question. How can a company be bigger than a lot of cities, but not make a single physical thing? What are they selling? Expertise? That's the puzzle we're going to solve together. First off, let's just try to get our heads around the sheer scale here. We're talking over 700,000 people. That's not a typo. That is more than the entire population of Boston or Detroit. And these folks are spread out all over the world in more than 120 countries. It's just a massive, massive global machine. And all those people? Yeah, they generate an insane amount of money. Think somewhere in the ballpark of 64 times billion dollars a year. That's billion with a B. This easily lands Accenture on the Fortune Global 500 list, making them one of the most powerful and influential companies on the entire planet. Okay, so the scale is just nuts. But that still doesn't tell us what they do, right? Beyond the huge numbers, what is Accenture really? Okay, so at its core, Accenture is what's called a professional services company. Now, what the heck does that mean? It just means they don't build cars or make phones. They sell brainpower, expertise. Think of them as a team of expert helpers that other huge companies hire to solve their trickiest problems. And usually, those problems have to do with strategy and technology. And, they weren't always called Accenture. The company actually started out as the consulting part of an accounting firm, and it was called Andersen Consulting. But back in 2001, they split off, went public, and became the independent powerhouse we know today. You can find them on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker ACN. All right, so expert helpers is a good start, but I want to know, what does an Accenture employee actually do on a random Monday morning? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. So a typical project kind of unfolds in these clear stages. First, you've got the strategy and consulting teams. They're the big picture thinkers who come up with the plan. Then the technology folks come in and actually build the digital tools and systems. After that, Accenture Song, which is their creative agency, designs the stuff that customers actually see and use. And finally, the operations teams can even stick around to make sure everything keeps running smoothly for the client long term. And this isn't just abstract stuff. This translates into real projects you can wrap your head around. We're talking about things like helping a huge retailer build out its online shopping website, or moving a hospital's entire system of patient records onto the cloud so doctors can access it easily. They might build a brand new mobile banking app for your bank, or even take over running a company's customer service call centers. This is what people mean when they throw around buzzwords like digital transformation and outsourcing. And listen to this. To make sure they stay on top, Accenture is betting big on the future. They're pouring a massive $3 billion into artificial intelligence. This tells you everything you need to know about their strategy. It's not just about today's tech, it's about owning the technology of tomorrow. So with these huge projects and all this focus on cutting-edge tech, you've got to wonder, what's it actually like to work there? Let's get the inside scoop. Yeah, it's a real classic double-edged sword. On the one hand, the perks are amazing. Employees get incredible training, they build skills like you wouldn't believe, and they get to work on really cool projects for some of the biggest brands in the world. But, and this is a big but, that high-reward environment comes with a super high-pressure culture. We're talking long hours, a tough work-life balance. It's just baked right into the consulting world. And check out this quote from an employee that really captures that good side. They talk about a never-ending supply of interesting work, great pay, and awesome training programs. I mean, if you're ambitious and want to climb the ladder fast, this sounds like a dream, right? But then you have the flip side. Here's the trade-off, put very bluntly by another employee. They just say flat out, there are no such thing as work-life balance, and that the company is all about the bottom line. So the takeaway is pretty clear. The opportunity is massive, but it's definitely going to cost you something. So what's the verdict? Well, if you look at the data from Glassdoor, it's pretty interesting. Despite all those challenges, almost 3/4 of employees would still recommend working at Accenture to a friend. That tells me that for most people there, the pros, they do end up outweighing the cons. Of course, Accenture isn't the only game in town, so how do they really stack up against their biggest competitors?
This table gives us a really good snapshot. You've got Deloitte, which comes from that big four accounting world and kind of does a little bit of everything. Then there's Capgemini, a huge European company that's really laser focused on IT services. What makes Accenture unique is its insane scale combined with that deep focus on both high-level strategy and the nitty-gritty tech implementation. They do the whole shebang.
Okay, so this brings us to right now. There's been a huge spike in people searching for Accenture online lately. So why is this company so top of mind all of a sudden? Well, a huge reason was the news. In 2023, Accenture announced they were cutting 19,000 jobs. Now, when a company that big makes a move like that, it sends shockwaves through the whole economy. You better believe that got everyone, employees, job seekers, Wall Street, Googling like crazy. And here's where the story gets really interesting. At the exact same time they were announcing layoffs, they were also talking up that massive $3 billion investment in AI. It's a total paradox, right? It created this really compelling and honestly kind of confusing story. A company that's shrieking and betting on the future, all at once. So when you put it all together, the interest is coming from everywhere. People look at Accenture as a kind of barometer for the health of the entire consulting industry. Job seekers are always looking up careers and salaries there. Other businesses want to know what they're doing with AI. And of course, investors are watching that stock ticker like a hawk. It's just the perfect storm of relevance. And that leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. Accenture's entire business model is helping other companies reinvent themselves for whatever's next. But as AI gets smarter and smarter, you have to wonder, will Accenture's next biggest client be itself? That's the billion-dollar question for the years ahead.
If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, turn on the bell, leave a comment, and share it with someone who might benefit. Thank you for your support.